We are, in fact, outside of the exhibition of Xiaodong. The title is Painting as Shooting. And the title is quite clear. It's not about death, killing people, but about the fact that his way of working as a painter is not a traditional practice of an artist going every day in his studio and covering a canvas. He's working as a filmmaker, as a writer, as a journalist, as a way you would do your work yourself, making the investigation, going on site, meeting people, diving into the reality, setting up his studio, then putting the casting of people he found for the thing in front of him in the right location, then painted as a performance, and all the process is recorded. First he writes a story, then makes the drawings, preparatory drawings, then everything is filmed by filmmakers. And most of his work for the last 30 years have been recorded, and all those elements, all those documents make each work as the work, and not just as the finalized thing with the painting. Everything must exist as a whole. And this is what we wanted to show here for the first time in the West, an exhibition of that scale, showing not just one series, but extract of 9 different series that he has done throughout the last 10 years in different locations around the world. Often it's what's missing for me in shows, and here we want to reveal that all those works are connected to context, to situations, to realities, and not just about beautiful things painted on the wall and things like this. So, of course, it has this double level, we could say, or several levels of readings. So we wanted to provide to the viewers the possibility to enter to this world and enter into different perspectives, different dimensions, different. So you start from Cuba. Then you have Bangkok. You have 2 different places in China where one has an earthquake problem in 2008 and another one in Tibet. So you go around in the first room within this. So you are not just in one world. Venice is a global platform, especially during the Venice Biennale or any Biennale here in Venice. So it's showing as well this quiet but precise engagement of what means to be an artist nowadays. So he's passionately building different pieces. From the first room, then you enter into another room and you go back to China in a place which is called Hotan. And in this region, it's a little bit like the Far West, where people were looking for gold. Here, Chinese people are looking for jade. And this region is Muslim. There's many Muslim people in that region, so you don't feel to be really anymore in China. It's like another culture within China, another world. Then you enter into another piece, which is about Korea. For that Biennale, he restaged historical problems that students had in the past, but restaged with children of protesters at the time, and showing how difficult it is to really relive the story. So, and then I would say maybe one of the last work is Rome, this Last Supper, where the 13 characters are having dinner there, and it's showing that having food, having dinner or lunch is instrumental in every country. In Italy, like in China, everything is made around the table. Personal, professional, or political, or whatever, everything is made around the table. And the piece is called Eat First, Talk Later. So it's a bit like the ending of the show, and just before you had a piece called Horse Market. And if you look properly in this piece, first you see that the painting is covered with flies, showing that the artist is not painting in his studio, but always in the context. in this horse market, which is a traditional thing in China. And if you look properly in this polyptych, you see that there is a Muslim mosque, there is a Buddhist temple, there is a Catholic church, and there is a fourth thing that looks like a cross in the sky, another religion, and you understand this is an antenna for mobile phone and television, the new religion. So it's showing this antagonism next to each other, all those religions that are, of course, not always easy to live next to each other. Then you enter into another project in Israel, where he was invited to have a show in the museum there, and he made a series about this dislocation of a place, which is divided into two different realities, cultural, political, and things like this. And it's not a new issue, it's a historical issue that continues. And then you continue to go to the second floor, and then you end up to be in a room where we show a body of painted photos, because he's making a lot of photos when he's making all his projects, shooting the characters, the scene, the landscape, the context. And for the first time he's showing 24 hand-painted photos that are really interesting, because it's like any of those subjects are never closed. Then you have the last step, which are as important as the rest, are the films. As I said at the beginning, all these works are always accompanied. Each series, every expedition is doing, in any context, has always this film component. The show is to give back to his work the importance of all those vocabularies, put next to each other as one work, and showing the importance as a unique approach toward the world, toward painting today.